hello, beautiful, amazing family. I am so happy to be here with you today for this celebration. If this is the first time that you see this face, hello, my name is Ayum. Let me know if you are watching this as a replay. Let me know if you are jumping in live. That's very important for me. I really want to know when people are watching, and I think that is something that we should do more often. We should tell people we're there. Social media has been very weird lately, and people are just stalking and watching, and they are not saying hi when they're here. And so if you're watching this, let me know. Say hi. Send me some love in the comments as well. I will really, really appreciate that. And so this life today is a very special life. And I have to admit that I was really excited to do this. And I was so excited that I couldn't even put my eyeliner. And normally I'm so good with doing my cat eyes. It literally takes me 5 seconds to do it, but today I just couldn't because I knew that I want to come and do this. And so yes, it's official. I am revealing this. I was teasing you last week on Friday, the 30th of June. I was teasing you and I was sharing with you that something massive happened. And I released the information here and there, but I was really waiting for this moment. I was waiting for the energy to go a little bit down because I didn't want to be super jumpy and all over the place and start crying and just ruin the whole vibe. I wanted to be present here. And hi, gorgeous. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you. I wanted to come here with very steady energy and communicate my message in a way that I will be understood and in a way that you will also feel what I want to share with you. Because thank you so much. I appreciate that, Claire. I wanted to come here and share this win, but also I wanted to make this more than just celebrating this win because it is more than that. And it's not just because it's my win, but it really means a lot. And I will share with you why. And so it's official on Friday at around 5 p.m. in the afternoon. My company crossed $500,000 USD. And it was a special moment. I was starting to get teary, which I was like, it's not going to happen, but my body is just reacting. And that's not the first time I'm celebrating a win like that. But it's the first time when it meant so much for me. And I remember the very first time I celebrated this win, such a major win. I almost choked and drowned myself because I was on the beach camping. You've probably heard this story, but let's organize this life a little bit. So for all the people who are new to my world and you haven't been in my world, I've basically been a serial entrepreneur and I've been in this industry for around 13 years. So first I started with supporting businesses all over the world with their marketing. I ended up in really, really big corporations. I was working for Africa Geographic, National Geographic, Reuters, Microsoft, like big names, huge names in their teams. And it was fun and I loved it, and it was very beneficial for me because it gave me the background that I have now. And I've achieved some things that many people said that will never ever happen and I will never make it work, and no, you're not going to make this happen because it's too big, it's too audacious, it's not going to work. But then it happened. And so there was a point in my life where I was already consulting a lot of companies. I was working full-time for Africa Geographic and National Geographic as well. And I felt like I'm living my best life. I was living in a beautiful, beautiful condo in South Africa with stunning sea views. And I honestly thought that I had it all. I thought, that's it. I achieved it. Like everything that I've ever wanted, I have it. I was already making consistent 5 figures. I was crushing it. And I was really happy. I was in my 20s living my best life. I was traveling all over the world. And I thought, this is it. I got it. Finally. And I felt very fulfilled and grounded for a while. And then it started happening. I started feeling unhappy. And I felt guilty. And I've worked with many women who are very successful. They have achieved certain things, but they're not happy and they feel guilty because in their head it's like, I have everything that I've wanted. Why am I feeling like that? Why am I not happy? And that's exactly how I felt. And I remember I was sharing with my family, I'm not feeling very fulfilled anymore. And they're like, are you crazy? You're living exactly what you want. Like, you are in the country where you always wanted to be. You are making the money that you always wanted to have. Yes, exactly. So many women, and not even women, but men as well, feel this. Like, you feel like you have achieved it all. And then you're like, I'm not happy. So it was a difficult moment, and I felt confused, and I felt ungrateful, and I felt I should be happy and I should feel good, but I didn't. And the main catalyst was a failing relationship that I had. And I remember very vividly, I was in bed one night and I just couldn't fall asleep. I was sweating. I was just like, this is not it. This is not what I want. I was looking at the person next to me and I was like, okay, where am I going to be in 10 years from now? And I freaked out. And I remember I took my laptop and I submitted an email saying, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I love it. And I want to make this very clear. I loved what I was doing. And yet I wasn't happy. And I was honestly freaking out because, not because I was wondering what am I going to do next or something like that, but I was like, hold on a minute. I was really working for this all my life. I wanted to achieve this. Like, seriously, I was even a child when I wanted to go to Africa and travel and work for Africa Geographic and National Geographic and just do all these things that I was doing. And everybody, when they were listening to my story, they were like, oh my gosh, this is like a movie. And I couldn't believe it's happening. I couldn't believe that I don't feel fulfilled. And so I had to become very honest with myself and ask myself, what is all this leading me to? And I didn't hear an answer that night. I had no answer. At that time, I was already consulting a lot of businesses all over the world, but there wasn't a clear vision. The passion was not there. Yes, I was doing it. Yes, I was very good with that. My name was there. People knew me. People were recommending me. But the essence was not there. And I couldn't get it. I really couldn't get it. I was like, why is this happening? And I remember very vividly this day. I was in the gym, and because I was going to the gym so often, you probably know the story. I've said the story so many times, but I was going to the gym so many times. And I've built a friendship with one of the girls that was at the reception in South Africa. And we were very, very close. Her name is Naledi. And I could sense that on some days Naledi is super cheerful and happy and fulfilled. And then on some days she was miserable. Like, I could see her crying. I could see she wasn't okay. And it was hurting me. And I was very sad because I couldn't figure out why this person, who's such an amazing person, is going through the feelings that she's going. And so I pulled her aside one day and I asked her, what's going on? Why are you going through these emotions and through these feelings? And then she shared with me that she's in a relationship with somebody who is very abusive, very narcissistic. He was hurting her. He was constantly cheating on her. And they had 2 kids and she couldn't leave. And so naively I asked, why can't you leave? You're working, just dump his ass and do your thing. And she said, well, Ayo, thank you, gorgeous. She said, well, Ayo, I can't. I've tried. Do you think I haven't tried? I've tried so many times, and yet the money that I'm making as what I'm doing is not enough. It's not enough to feed my kids, to rent a place, to take care of all of the bills. I can't. I'm alone. I can't do it. Nobody's helping me. And it hit me. Like, it really hit me. At first, I got immensely angry. And then I just felt sadness because I knew she's not alone. Because I knew that there are so many women all around this world that are in a financial situation where they can't leave. I could. Like, I mentioned to you, I was in this relationship that I was mistreated and I could leave. I didn't care because I was financially solid as a rock. I was more solid than my partner was. And so I didn't care. But she couldn't. And I remember it felt like my mission. It felt like I have to do something so that I can help more and more women to be in a financial state where they are not codependent. It doesn't matter if they want to leave a relationship or they want to leave a job or they just want to change their life. I want women to be financially independent. And that day I vowed and I said, I'm going to start a business officially, because I already was doing the things, but I was more of like a freelancer. I promised to myself that I'm going to start a business and I'm going to start hiring women who are coming from families like that, who are in a situation that is they're struggling and they need this financial support. And I'm going to start this business and I'm going to hire these women and I'm going to train them and show them how to do basic social media stuff, because I was already doing it. So I already, by the way, had my first marketing agency. So I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to hire women. I'm going to train them. And then they're going to work with me supporting other businesses. And that's what happened. So my marketing agencies, most of the women that were working for me, with very small exceptions. And by the way, we had one gentleman, one guy, but he was in Ghana, and the money that we were paying him, he was providing for families, not one family. His mom, his dad, his sisters, his brothers. We were literally feeding probably 50 people. And so that's how this business started. That's how this mission started. That's how Ayo became the Ayo who today is celebrating 500,000. Because the things that I was doing were not only for me, they were for everybody. Like, not only for my clients, but also for my team members. It was so important for me to hire people. And up till today, I hire women in situations that I know that they provide for their families. All of my VAs, all of my assistants, everybody who I work with, I know that this woman is in a situation where she's either feeding an entire family or she's in a situation where it's important for her to be financially stable. And I know you will say it's important for everybody, but there are parts in the world where you have no idea what people are going through. And I did, because I lived in South Africa. And even though South Africa is beautiful, I was super privileged, and I lived in the Orange County of South Africa that multi-millionaires and billionaires live. I could see it. This is not the States or Canada or Western Europe, and people might say, oh, there's really poor ghettos. You have no idea what I've seen. People not having basic things Nothing. They have nothing. And that's their life. That's their reality. And it was, I knew I can change this. And so my first marketing agency was that. My second marketing agency was that. My third marketing agency was that. And so, as you could probably hear, it's been quite of a journey. Not only for myself, but for so many people in my world. And the reason why I told you this story is to tell you also the story that this didn't happen overnight. So, yes, I am celebrating $500,000 in sales, not payment plans. This is in the bank. It's received. It's not the payment plans that are gonna go in the following 6 months and 12 months. I never count that. There's a story behind that. There's so many levels of reinvention, of redoing things, of testing, of trying again, of failing, of crying, of saying, fuck this, I'm gonna exit, and all of that, right? And so this didn't just happen with just like that. I woke up and then it happened. There was so much behind it. And this business model is an interesting business model. And I've supported a lot of different business models. But when you are a coach, that's not just a regular business. It's a mission. There's so much on the line, right? There's so much behind it. There's so much going on. There's so much energy. Claire is saying, it's important to me because my partner had a stroke due to stress and we have 5 children. I want to be the breadwinner so he never has to feel that stress again. Exactly. For women like you who are so brave and who have so much heart, this is why I'm doing everything that I'm doing. It means so much to me, so much. And so what we're doing as mentors, it's a lot. It's a mission, it's a calling, it's purpose. I was chatting yesterday to a massive coach that I support. And she is a multi-7-figure earner. And she was just like, I could feel the frustration. She was sharing with me, Ayo, I don't know how to create things in a way that even more people get results. Because here's the thing, I see a lot of witch hunting and I see slander and I see so much bullshit. And there are people like us out there who really fucking want to help people. We do. And we're just humans. Sometimes we can't fix everything, but we really, really want to help. We really, really care. And we had a good cry because I was telling her that I feel her, that I have nights where I literally can't sleep. Like, I don't want my money celebrations to overtake the space and all the glitter and champagne and all that, when there are nights when I can't fucking fall asleep because I'm thinking about a client. Because there's a story, just like the story that I read. I work with a person and I know that their life depends on me being there to support them. This is huge. I see coaches and mentors and what we do. I see us as doctors. And we work on so many levels to support our clients. And yes, sometimes we can't fully find the solution. And yes, sometimes we are just humans and we also go through things. And so when there's a money celebration, it's huge because you're doing something, and especially when you do it in a conscious way, when you don't poke people and you don't manipulate them in order to take their money. when you refund people when you don't need to refund people because people didn't do the work, but you're a decent human being and you're like, take the money. I'm not doing this for the money. When you call in the middle of the night someone who's falling apart, sorry for the, I forgot to take a tissue, so you will have to hear all the sniffs now. I'm sorry about that. But there are people out there, there are coaches who really care. They really fucking care. I've been in situations that, as I told you, I can't fall asleep. Like, I'm thinking so much about someone, I can't fall asleep. Like, I need to figure it out. We need to find a way. I have to support you. Not because I have to, but because I really want to do that. When I'm re-looking at content, at programs, re-watching them for bajillion times to see, is this still relevant? If I bring a person, will this still help? Of overcoming ego and listening to people when people are saying something, overcoming ego and being like, okay, how can we make this experience better? What are you going to suggest? So this journey hasn't been only a financial journey of growth, but it has also been a journey of so many other things. Cultivating leadership, cultivating emotional intelligence, cultivating communications, cultivating identity. I've probably had 1,000 identities born in this journey. The identity of the person who is like, when is the 7 figures coming? And when they come, the identity of like, okay, hold this, hold it, because it's a different energy, it's a different being. I felt like I had at least 1,000 ego deaths, and I've been reborn probably 2 million times. So this journey is indeed profound. This journey is big. And I was watching an interview by Elon Musk, and he got emotional and he even cried, and he was sharing he used to work 16 hours, sometimes even more, 18 hours to perfect this. And he could stop any day. Some of us can stop doing this any day and do something else. We don't choose this because it's easy. We choose it because there's something there for us. Like, we feel it. And don't get me wrong, coaching is not just about, holding space and be a stand and be powerful. There's so many celebrations and happiness and joy and pleasure and fun and laughter. Like, even today, I've have a full back-to-back day on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And actually yesterday was a full back-to-back as well, because I'm getting really, really, really fully booked. Every single call is like a roller coaster. Like, happiness, a tear, happiness, joy, celebration, deep thought, holding space. Like, there's so much going on with this. And so what I want to share with you with this win, and I made a post in one of the Facebook groups that I really like, Alpha Femme. I made a post first there because I know there women really celebrate other women, because there's another thing. Everybody's like, women empowerment, let's celebrate women. And then women go and say, I made this amount of money, or I did this and I did that. And then I see bajillion posts saying, so what? Oh, look at her. She's just speaking about that. So let's really be here all in for female empowerment and celebrating women, because sometimes money does mean something. It means that somebody worked hard to achieve something. They put in their whole mind and soul and spirit, and they were there and they were consistent and they were figuring it out, and they didn't give up. And not everybody's just, oh, lucky, it just happened. You had the touch of Midas. Like, some of us were reinventing it. Like, I had to burn down an entire super successful business more than a year ago. I had to burn it all down. Everything, because the situation was like that. I couldn't do anything, I had to just burn it down and exit, because it wasn't in my power to do anything. And I had to rebuild from zero, from scratch, everything. I had to rebuild my email list because I didn't have it. It was gone. I had to rebuild my Facebook group. I didn't have it. It wasn't there. The group with hundreds of thousands of people was gone. It wasn't there anymore. Like whatever I've built, it wasn't there. So I had to rebuild it again. Sorry for being so much in your face, but you know what I mean. Like I'm starting to get a little bit emotional here. But that's what I had to do. And I had to rebuild and figure it out again. And in the beginning, I was like, this is going to be easy. I've been in this industry. I'm just slightly reshifting more into the coaching role, which I've already was doing. So I had a marketing agency that was 80% of the income and of everything that I was doing, 80%. And then the 20% was the coaching and consulting business. And then I thought, I can easily switch this. It will be 80% coaching and consulting and 20% marketing agency, because I've shared many times why I decided to switch the business model. Even yesterday with one of my clients, she used to have a marketing agency. She was like, oh God, I'm never doing this again. And by all means, go and try and build a marketing agency. It just depends how you build it, with who you build it, your whole team, and what's the goal and what's the vision. Obviously, my goal was 8-9 figures, and I wasn't really seeing passing 7 figures with what we have. So anyways, I burned it down and I built it once again, and I thought it's going to be easy. People know me. It's going to be just like that. No, it wasn't. It took time. Like there were 3 months when I was just like, what happened? Not to mention that I was going again through turmoil in my relationship. My ex-partner was not there to support me at all. And I had to hold space for him, and I had to hold space for all this. And I had to have the faith that it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I had to actually take action, not just sit here and try to mimic somebody's business model that worked 5-7 years ago. I had to invent a business right now. And with this celebration, by the way, this is another reason why I'm doing this celebration, because so many people are sharing that the coaching industry is dying. It's not the same. Many people share that it's slow. It's super fast in my world. And the reason for that was because I decided to say to myself, maybe it's time to try new things. Maybe it's time to do things in a different way. Maybe people who have been in the industry for 10, 15 years with their stories, which are amazing, and I love it, but maybe that's not your way. Maybe you have to invent your own way. And that's a massive thing in the coaching industry. Like I get people coming in my world, things haven't worked, and then I tell them, maybe we need to try something else. And then they're like, yeah, but this person is saying they're not doing anything and they're still attracting clients. And I'm like, maybe that's not you. Maybe we need to try something else. And so I was fearless in what I'm trying. I was fearless in reinvention. There were so many nights when I would ask questions and I'll be like, what's next? What is the best thing that I should do right now? The level of self-trust, the level of mastery, the level of, I shared this with a friend of mine yesterday. We were having a conversation and I was telling him, listen, I really feel that I'm playing a game of chess. And that's how I feel right now, by the way. And in all honesty, to share with you, everything that this business is compounding and building, I have another idea for something else. You will hear about it, maybe. We'll see. But there's things happening behind the scenes. And so this has been really this experience of groundedness and power, holding the frequency, reparenting myself, self-mastery. Like when there's moments when I'm freaking out, to come back in safety, to come back and regulate, to come back and say, okay, this didn't work. This doesn't mean that this whole thing wouldn't work. It means that this tiny little part didn't work. There has been flopped launches. There has been programs that weren't maximum capacity filled. And then there were programs that were filled. And then there were masterminds that were filled. Let's speak about that. Let's not just speak about let's fucking be magnetic all the time. You might not be magnetic all the time. The question is, when you go from these frequencies of, you kind of like derail from fully embodiment and being in this energy, are you at least in this groundedness of telling yourself, okay, I'm going to give myself a little bit of time to reconnect and I'm coming back, instead of going all the way down, being like, that's it. It's over. There has been so much, not only business growth, trying new business things, but also I feel like in the past few months there has been the emergence of like a new version of myself. This version, and I left this post. I just want to read this comment. It's amazing. This is where I am right now. I'm not letting anything derail me. Oh gosh, I love that. My self-trust is everything. Yes, sister, I feel this, and I just like want to 10x this feeling that you're sharing with us. But yes, I shared a couple of days ago, and this is so important. My mission right now is not only the expansion of this, is not only to become even better, to be even better support and a better coach, and grow this even more, and really be part of this movement where we really change the way females receive money and financial freedom. Because this is very important for me. Like, I see this as a revolution. I see this as really part of history that we are creating, and this is going to be deep. I don't think we will be able to change this within a couple of years. I think we will need time for this to really sink in, and more people have to tune in, because there's already so much charge around money, not only with females but with males as well. But what I wanted to share with you, and what I wanted to, if I can like really get this to you from this life, if you can really feel this, is I'm on a mission of feeling happy as much as possible. Seriously. Oblivionally happy. Happiness until I am like high on my happiness, and I'm like, I don't want to be in a space where I'm delusional, but I want to be in a space where I'm so happy with everything happening around me. Like, I want to be in a space where I'm getting this wealth, but I don't get lost into it, because I've been there. Like, last year, I had a few months, like I had 4 consecutive 6-figure months, and I was nervous. Happy Tuesday, gorgeous. So I had this nervous energy. I had this energy of what if it falls apart? Like, I was nervous. I had a nervous energy. Plus, I was surrounded by people who were making me nervous as well. And that's why, if you are reading my content, if you are following what I'm putting out there, my message lately has been, be super selfish with your energy. Thank you, Queen. I love your energy as well. Thank you. Thank you so much for celebrating me. I appreciate that so much. You're amazing. But my message lately has really been on being selfishly happy with yourself. And that doesn't mean, not to care about the world or anything else. It means allow yourself to be happy. Like, allow yourself to just feel things and be with stuff. And when you're coaching, to be happy in the moment and be present with that. When you build your business, every little step to be happy around that. Whatever you do, oh my gosh, like, listen to the brain. When you drink your coffee, drink your coffee. When you meditate, like, just feel your being. And I'm getting emotional again, because we are so into the game, that we forgot how to feel things. And so this 500,000 was built with so much consciousness, with so much being in the moment, with feeling, with pure pleasure and happiness. And even in the sad moments, even in the challenging moments, there was still joy. It's funny because my name, I don't know if you know that, but Ayo means joy. My name means joy. And there was a moment where I lost it. And I allowed people to run away with my joy. But not anymore. This version is not only the version who is claiming her business and her space in the industry and is telling clients, we need to do this, okay? I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I'm gonna tell you that we need to work on this. Like, I'm here for my voice to be heard. I'm here to make big things. I'm not gonna waste my life. And I'm not gonna waste my life trying to chase people. Are you with me or you're not with me? Are we doing this? Are we going on this revolution or we're not? What are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing? Are we really living life and it's all essence and beauty and happiness and all these things, like the smell of flowers, and when we fall asleep, we are just one with our inner being. There's so many things. And people focus on the negative things so much more than on the positive things. And even when I work with people, I'm like, there's so many reasons for you to be happy and grateful right now. Money will come. Money comes. I'm here to tell you, and I'm going to wrap up with that because I have an amazing podcast with my lovely Barb. So in a few seconds, I'm jumping and having an interview with her, but I want to wrap up with this. For years, I couldn't, for the love of avocado, understand when Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, was saying, hi Connie, good to see your face, gorgeous. I'm like leaking, sorry about that. But I'm going to leave you with this because also, as you can see, my face is falling apart. But I couldn't figure out, and it was frustrating me so much. Abraham Hicks is saying all the time, first be happy and then the money will come. First be happy and then the abundance will come. First be happy and then the other will follow. Because if you do it like that, it's going to feel so much better. And I couldn't get it. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Let the wealth come first and then I'm going to be happy. Like, I can't figure this thing, Abraham. I can't figure it. Thank you, gorgeous. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. So I couldn't figure it out. I was like, Abraham, I'm doing my best to be freaking happy. And I get it when bills come, when this come, and stress. And I couldn't figure it out. And I had so much resistance. And at one point I was like, listen, Ayo, let's do this. Let's just try this for a little bit. Let's be very happy. Let's just be happy. For small things, like a child. And that changed everything. Seriously. When I'm with my mother, when I'm with friends, when I'm with clients, when I'm here with you. Like, I remember everybody who showed up on this live, what they said. When I'm with myself, when I'm doing the things that I'm doing in my business, when I am coming up with new ideas, when I'm moving, when I'm building, I'm so happy. I am so happy. And it feels so good because I have arrived in the space of happiness. It's so good. It's so good. And I want to stay here with you. Like, I want to be in this space. And I know it's sometimes super hard. And it's like, how can I stay here when this is not here and this is not? And I've been there. I've been in a situation when I'm like, this is falling apart and this is falling apart and there's a fire here and there's a fire here and there's a fire here and fuck this, how am I happy? And then I've been there when I could be like, I'm happy with this and this makes me happy in this moment right now, this moment right now, this moment, and thank God I'm a stubborn Taurus, because it worked, because stubborn Tauruses are like, I'm stubborn, right? And this moment, and this moment, and this moment, and this moment. So I want to leave you with this moment of happiness. Be with me. Be with me in this space. My favorite yoga master, he's not a yoga master, meditation master. His name is David G. By the way, if you're looking for somebody to meditate with, David G. And it's J. Yes, J-I, David G. He says, I will meet you in the gap. So I will meet you in the gap. This feeling, this happiness, this sensation. If I can do it, you can do it too. You can most certainly do it. So thank you so much, everybody who celebrated with me. We have arrived. Thank you.